obviously you guys have kind of progressed through the writing ranks to where you are now. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about how you learned the ropes as you went. So I know you both have some like PA experience in your background, but how did you kind of segue into writing? And then what did that kind of look like as you worked your way up?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, so when I was, we talked a little bit about being on set and learning from that time. And I think when I was on set as a production assistant from like day one, that's what I was always doing. I was just absorbing. I felt like every day I should learn at least one good thing that I should do and one bad thing that I shouldn't do. That could mean a lot of things. That could be like just watching someone treat someone poorly and be like, okay, well, I never want to do that. Or being on the receiving end of that and knowing, okay, that's not how you treat people. Um, so I think from day one, I was just learning. I was, every day they print out the scenes that you're going to shoot that day on a little piece of, these little smaller sides, they call
Mhm.
them. And I would study those and, try to watch how they blocked that scene, how they shot the scene, how the actors performed them. Just always trying to learn and ask questions. I think people always liked when you asked questions that showed that you were engaged and you actually cared, in the product that everyone was trying to make, especially when the writers would be visiting set. And so I was able to befriend some of them. And then eventually, when I did finally transition off of set into a writer's room on a show called Touch, it was season 2 of Touch. It was on Fox. It was a Kiefer Sutherland show. And that was just, I was then a writer's PA, which was, very different. I wasn't on set during filming. Instead, I was in the writer's room offices, answering the phone, making copies, getting coffees, getting lunches, that kind of thing. But again, I tried to approach it the same way, where now I was actually working with, the 10 or so writers on that show on a day-to-day basis and eating lunch with them. And so I approached it the exact same way. I took every script and I underlined things and I would ask questions like, why did we make that choice? Or did we, what does this mean? Or why is that happening? And just by showing that you're kind of inquisitive and interested and being open about, your own ambitions, that's what you would like to do as your career, I think people can tell when you're doing a good job and you're engaged, and then they want to help you along your journey. So, with that one experience as a writer's PA on that show Touch, one of those writers, her name's Karen Usher, she was at that time writing a pilot for Fox, and they greenlit the pilot. So at the end of the season, the exact same day, my last day on the season, she called me and said, hey, I just got my pilot picked up. Do you want to come be my assistant? So then I was, basically working with her on a pilot, which I had never done before, and that was the next several months. And then that led almost right away into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think it's just so important at every step of the way to do a really good job, ask questions, show that you're interested and engaged and can be, useful. Number one, you have to do your job really well. And, you can't help but befriend these people. If they're nice people, they can see that you're working really hard and they want to help you. So, Karen was one of my early mentors. And then when I got onto Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the showrunners there and the other upper level writers, eventually you just form those relationships.
Once you start meeting people and meeting writers, I haven't used a resume in probably 15 years because it's all relationship. It's all people and when I was actually out of work for a year and needed a job, and on The Big Bang Theory, a friend of a friend, it was someone needed an assistant to fill in, and it was like, oh, are you working? So it's all just connections. It's all connections. I will just add, on top of working hard and being inquisitive, just be nice. Being nice goes a long way, and because people will want to keep working with you.